Did you know that the Federal Reserve has a new motto? Yeah, it's if you can't hit the target, just move the goal. Yeah, because Jerome Powell in his last speech said that the Fed has adopted new framework that removes the reference to the central bank seeing inflation that averages 2% over time. And we're going to talk about exactly what he means. But before we do, my name is Rick. I hope you turn daily news into daily profits. Make sure you share this video because word needs to get out about what the Fed is actually doing. And I did verify this across multiple sources, but it says that Powell says that the monetary policy framework is back on a more traditional footing. But what exactly did Jerome Powell say? Well, to give you a high-level overview, Powell emphasized continuity with past Fed statements and said that the new framework removes low rates language and returns to a more flexible inflation targeting. So back during the pandemic, the Federal Reserve actually changed their monetary policy to a makeup strategy, which is monetary policy strategy where a central bank aims to offset past inflation misses by allowing inflation to overshoot its target for a period of time. It's a strategy of basically applying makeup, which involves enhancing features, creating an even complexion, and applying products in a specific order to achieve a desired look. So basically what this is saying is during the pandemic, we didn't really care if it hit 2%. We were allowing it to remain flexible and just make it look good because of everything going on with the pandemic. So basically a ton of uncertainty from the Federal Reserve that impacted both of these presidents. And now I want to switch back to a flexible average inflation targeting, which basically means the central bank seeks to achieve its 2% inflation target on average over time, allowing for periods of inflation above the target to compensate for periods when inflation is running below the target. So let me give you a room temperature reference to make this simple. With the flexible inflation targeting, if a room goes down to 64 degrees and the Fed wants it to be 70 degrees, they'll turn the heat up to 76 degrees in order to get to that 70-degree target. Whereas with the makeup strategy, if the room's been sitting at 64 degrees for years, we'll let the temperature run up to 76 degrees for years to compensate for those years when it was way colder. So basically, we'll raise the interest rates if things get out of hand quickly with the new strategy. But with the old strategy, if inflation starts ticking up, we ain't doing much anything. And boy, is that an interesting thing to say on your last public speech. Now, it is important to note that the Federal Reserve will change their framework from time to time as market conditions change and they have to adapt to these market conditions. But again, the timing on all this is just very interesting. So the more you know, the more you can adapt. If you like content like this, make sure you follow.